I saw a video the other day. I don't know, it was a video. It was like a quote of some sort, and it said that most people, when you ask them what the best day of their life was, a lot of people will say it was their wedding, and that shit was like, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be having a little discussion about something because it's something that we're all a little guilty of. But I wouldn't say guilty because we're actually unconscious of it. So are we really guilty? No, but we are guilty of it. Like we are a result of it. I would say a large majority of the population does not own their life, and there's a lot of people that actually like cannot own their life, like they have literally like no choice, or it's like a life or death situation. But a lot of people don't own their life because we're literally taught to not own our life, that our life is not ours essentially, which is really sad, right? Because it's our only life, and we were literally like brought up to make our life be controlled by the world, right? So we're slaves to what these people want from us, right? So we don't own our lives. We come here and we live the life the way it is expected to live, not how we want to live it. And I'm coming to realize that, the more that our world evolves and the more that our generations, recycle, I do believe that at some point people will be able to own their lives just a teensy bit more compared to now, or even just before, because I would say it is getting better, but I'm gonna have to say that there's still a fuck ton of people that feel a sense of accomplishment, or they base their happiness off what is expected from them. So a lot of people will say, oh yeah, like the best day of my life was when I graduated. But a lot of people do things because people are doing it, right? So these major things are like the most common done things expected from the world from you, right? It's not things that you do for yourself. You do it because it's something that was put onto you. So if no one would have given you that expectation to do what you do, how much value would it truly mean to you? How much emphasis, how much importance would it be to you? And that's when I say that a lot of people don't own their lives, is because they base their value of what's important to them based off what other people expect from them. So they are not doing what they want. They're doing what's expected to them in order to feel like they're doing something, because when you do things that people don't expect out of you, you feel alone, you feel different, you feel like a loser, right? Because you're just not following the path, and the path that's demanded from you, essentially. And to be honest, I do believe that it was like orchestrated in that way. Like we're literally built to be able to have extreme limitations and shrink ourselves to a standard that is just accustomed to the majority of the population, and it is very limited. It is very limited, it is very mediocre, and there are things that can fall apart so easily, and they're not real. It's an illusion. To get married is just, you have a partner and you're signing a paper to be with that person for life, right? If you know you love that person, that's the best day of your life. The fact that you realize that you found the love of your life, not the day you got married, right? But we take that found that structure that's been created, and we're like, yeah, no, the best day of my life was when I got married. When the best day should have been when I met them, when I had my first kiss, when we bonded first time, when we had the best laugh. That's the true essence. That's the true value. And we just blindsided because we're so focused on the expectation, the result, the paper, the degree, whatever, but it's like, did you truly feel fulfilled in the moments that people did not see, in the moments that people put no value onto, but did it feel valuable to you? Because that's what matters. It's how you felt. Missing the plot. We miss the plot. And that's why a lot of people aren't happy, because they're blindsided because of the expectations. And it's really fucking sad. And I think people need to start waking up to that. Realizing your value is based on what you do for yourself, how you feel in the moment, what makes your light shine brightest, not what you're expected. And you know what? I think the happiest you'll ever be is when you disappoint the people the most. And I've heard that too, and it's a fucking fact. The more you rebel against what is expected from you, the more you will feel unleashed, broken out of the norms. You'll feel way more full. You know that thing where people say like, oh, there's people will always be like, I'm gonna be happy when I do this, I'm gonna be happy when I do that. And it's like, yo, you miss the essence of life. Saying that, it's because we've put our happiness based off these milestones or these accomplishments that were demanded onto us, but they're not real. And then we never become happy because we're always having this false illusion of what truly happiness means. It's like, that's not happiness. Happiness is waking up and being grateful that you get to live another day and get to do what the fuck you want to do. But if you're not living that life, then you're not happy and you're not living life correctly. Like, people say, oh, if you didn't graduate, you didn't get married, you're not living life the right way, like you're falling apart. But I'm sorry, but that guy that graduated, that got his diploma, that has 3 kids, that got married, did all that shit, some of those guys are cheating on their wives because they fucking hate their lives. They're fucking miserable. They're lost. They don't know what they've done, and it's because they're just doing what is expected for them, not what they want to do. So people fall apart later in life because they never did what they wanted to do. So this video I'm making is, I'm probably pointing out the obvious, but it's almost like a wake-up call. It's like, just know that if you do that the things that are expected from you and not what you truly want, at some point it will fall apart because it's not sustainable, and you are gonna need something to fill the void. And that's where depression comes in. That's where anxiety comes in. That's where suicidal thoughts come in. All of these things are a buildup of something. They don't come out of the blue. Because humans should be happy. We shouldn't be so, like, resistant to life. Like, life is a normal occurrence. You know, humans are born and we're here to experience. We're not here to constantly feel a societal pressure of things that we would rather just not be here than to do. How is that life? That's pure dystopian distortion. It's not life. Tell me that's life. That's not. We were literally born to be built in a cage. Like, we're born and we're byproducts of literal animals in cages. And that byproduct has made us so limited mentally, and we don't realize because we've been like that all our lives, and we've now just subconsciously limited ourselves. So when we want to do anything out of the norm, we immediately limit ourselves, you know? And when we see people doing things out of the norm, we say, oh my god, how did they do that? Like, I could never do that. Like, how is that possible? Like, and then we get resentment and we're like jealousy and all that stuff, and it's like, you don't realize that you're living in a literal illusion. That person's not any more special than you, you know? Their internal world is probably different, and that's why their life is like that. But if your internal world is consumed by what has been given to you, and you just keep on getting fed from it, and you're eating it, yeah, you're gonna be stuck in that box. You're gonna have to break out of the box, and that's why people say break out of the matrix. They're not saying it like the fucking movie, you know? The matrix is your brain. The matrix has been built in your brain. We're not living in a fucking simulation. Maybe we are, I don't know. But, like, if I'm talking just reality right now as we are, the matrix is your brain. And you have to escape your brain. Because our brain has been accustomed to be in a cage. So realize that cage is the matrix, and that's what you gotta break out of. You don't need permission to live your life. You don't need permission to own your life. Your life is your right. Your way of being. You need to be able to put your foot down and say, hey, you know what? My time is limited here. And this planet is beautiful. And I want to experience it. And I want to do what makes me happy. And my best day of my life probably would be just sitting in the grass. Not when I get married. Not when I graduate and I get a piece of paper. And I didn't even like the program I was in. But I did it. And everyone around me is proud of me. So I feel validated. I feel happy. So now my life is amazing, but I'm still feeling a void inside of me. Why? 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 Why do you feel a void? That's the thing. And I see it a lot in people. I see it a lot, and it really makes me sad. Because I'm like, they just want to feel a sense of being loved, of being validated, and they do it all for that. They sacrifice it all for that, but then at the end of the day, they sacrifice their sense of self, they sacrifice their true identity, their true authenticity, just to make you feel this false sense of being full or fulfilled or accomplished. True accomplishment does not come from these things. True accomplishment comes from doing what you want to do and what feels right for you and what excites you. Okay? And when you do what you want and you own your life, you will inevitably, and I say that, inevitably be successful. Because when you do what you love, hard work is not a thing because you love it so much that you could spend your days and hours on it and do it. Like, I love to be at the gym. I could spend my whole day at the gym, and if I had like 15 million clients, I would stay there all day, 24 hours. I don't care because I love it. It excites me. It drives me. And everyone could do that with their passion, what they want to do. I don't care. I don't care. And the only reason that it seems unrealistic is because it's been taught to us that it has to be unrealistic. That's what we've been programmed to believe. That's unrealistic. That doesn't make any sense. And that's why we're all stuck in a matrix. And the matrix is your mind. That's why it's called the matrix. It's like, we'll say matrix and it's like, oh, you're so woo-woo. Like, what are you saying? No. The matrix is your fucking mind. Get out of your mind. Escape the cage. It's always there. The key is unlocked, dude. But we've been taught to stay locked in it. And we don't realize we can get out anytime we want. But it takes time because, like I said, it's years and years of being built to believe certain things about yourself. And you're like kind of satisfied with what you're doing just because everyone else around you is doing it, so you feel kind of like good, but like you're not truly happy, right? You know what's funny is that we all have moments in life where we feel a sense of like you'll have a version of yourself that will come out and you'll be like, fuck, like I wish that version of me could always be there, right? And you'll get like a glimpse of it and you're like, oh my god, like wait, like I could actually be like this. But then you kind of resume back to your regular version of yourself that you're just like the mediocre one. And guess what? That version of you that you felt for a split second that felt very like just amazing, okay? I think I've experienced that. I don't know if everyone else has experienced it, but there's some times where I get glimpses of myself that I'll do something in a certain way, and I'm like, fuck, like I like the way I was there. Like I want to just be like that person. That's your unlimited self. That's your self that expresses herself or himself and your most authentic, real self and isn't afraid of judgment, isn't afraid of anything. And that's your true self that comes out. And that's the person you're supposed to be right now. But like I said, we've been built to have judgments and fears and worries that lower our version of ourselves right now. But just know that the person that you are right now can inevitably be higher. And you're just in a current reality that doesn't have to be your current reality. It's like a page, like in a book. And you're on that page right now, but you don't have to be on that page. You can be on any other page in the book. But you decide to stay on that page for the rest of your life. And some people, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. People will stay on that one page for their whole life when you have chapters on end that you can change into a new person. Which is crazy, right? We don't realize how flexible we are, how we can mold our identity, how we can flip things around, and like our brain is, like our minds, whatever you want to call it, is the key. Like, you have to change the internal world to see the difference in the external world. And I've spoken about this a lot in my other videos because it's just such a core concept that I honestly, like, I cannot stress it enough. Because it's the most important key to life. Like, it really is. The time where you feel, like, a fear that comes up when I say something, like, let's say if someone says something and immediately you have, like, the thought of it, oh, that's unrealistic, catch yourself because you were taught to believe it's unrealistic. There's nothing in the world that, you know, has like this place where it says, yes, it is literally impossible, you cannot do this. Like, where does this come from? It comes from something. It comes from conditioning. You were meant to believe that you can't do these things, but you truly can, dude. You literally can. Like, this world is like, we have free will, and this world is like Like, it has, like, so many, like, it's just so abundant, the world, you know? And we're like little like this, you know? And this is how we limit ourselves. Like, we're like this fucking hole, and the world is like this big. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And, you know, I'm still learning myself, and this is why I make these videos, because I'd like to track it as, like, a diary thing. I literally go back to watch my own fucking videos just to get my own advice. Because these are things that we literally need to, like, ingrain in our heads consistently to unwire what we've been told. You know? And the only reason someone would disagree with what I'm saying is literally because you're gonna prove to me that you're a product of your environment, that you became a victim to your limiting beliefs that were brought onto you. That's the only reason someone would disagree with that. So it would be proving my point, essentially. And also, if someone ever says that their best day was in the past, that's also kind of sad. Because if someone would ever tell me what's your best day, I would just say, I don't think I would have ever a best day. I would have a good moment, you know, to have a nice moment. But to have, like, one day that you're like, oh, that was my important day, but it wasn't. Like, you really, like, you didn't even feel like some people will feel more fulfillment going to a concert than feeling the fulfillment of getting married. You know what I mean? Like, it's all based off internal feelings, right? And I've done things that were said to be more important that I literally internally did not give three shits about. For example, when I graduated, like, high school, you know, like, that's supposed to be, like, a big part of your life, you know, just graduating in general. I did not care. I graduated in, like, college. I didn't even pick up my diploma. Like, I don't care, you know? Like, it does not give me any, like, I don't, like, yeah, I did the work, you know, I'm proud of myself, but the accomplishment that comes with it, like, the result, like, I do not care about. It does not give me any fulfillment, any sense of, oh my god, wow, I did this. Like, I literally just did it because I had to go to school, and that's it. I could go to university and do something incredible and work my ass off, but internally, I wouldn't care. You know, I literally would not give a shit because I see no importance to getting a diploma because it's not something that would make me happy. And I'm very real with myself, so I know immediately what's wrong, what's right for me. So that once I get my university diploma, it will not be the best day of my life or a big accomplishment. It will just be like, okay, I learned some things in school, whatever, we move on, whatever. Okay, I'm grateful that I get to do these things, but I will not care, okay? Know that you have to remember that you have full control of how you want to feel. Life shouldn't dictate the way you feel, okay? People forget that they have, like, control over how they react to life, what they want to do, and how they have a sense of happiness and accomplishments. If you're, like, waiting to feel good based off what the external world's gonna provide to you, good luck, because you're not gonna feel happiness in a long time. You're gonna be waiting forever, essentially. You're gonna feel fake happiness. It's gonna be like, yeah, the spark inside of me didn't really spark, but, you know, apparently this is what makes me happy, so I'm gonna just say yay, but I'm not really happy, but anyways, okay? Take control of your life, and that means take control over your feelings, what feels right, your mind, what you want to do. These things, they matter. They matter because we live once, so just do what the frick you want, dude. If you're living in a country where you're privileged enough to start your own thing, to take over and to put importance what truly matters to you, who cares what other people think? These people are literally irrelevant to your life, okay? Family, friends, they're not relevant to your path in life because you die by yourself. Your family's not going to die with you in your grave. You are. So when you're going to be on your deathbed and you're going to be like, I just did things for people. Go back to my previous video I was saying with the selfishness and the self-respect thing. Yeah, if you didn't watch that one, you could go and click on that one. Don't do things for people. Don't do things just because you're told to do them. Do things that feel right to you. What makes you feel all the love and passion for life. Do things for you. If people get disappointed, just remember that those people, if they feel disappointed towards you, it's because they are a reflection of you. That they never did what they wanted to do. So they feel resentment. Or they're just very programmed and they're not happy, but they did what was told, and you know, like, they're just following what it is, you know. And if you do it differently, these people don't even know better. They don't know better, so they're just telling you what they know, you know. But it's not like they're right. They're just doing what they've done because that's all they know, and they think it's the best because that's what we've been told it's the best, you know. And it's most of the time it is out of love, right? But you have to understand that when you grow up and you become more self-aware, that I truly believe that the younger generations will become more self-aware than the older generations. So if there's an older generation that's telling you black and white stuff, and you can see, you know, that these people are not self-aware, that they've done things, and you can tell that they also have built-up resentment where they're bitter, just know there's a reason why. There's a reason why. It's there for a reason. No one would be bitter if they truly enjoyed their life, if they did what they wanted, if they followed their heart. You know, they didn't just settle for people that were mediocre, that they didn't settle for less. You know, there would be no reason to be bitter. But a lot of people do that. There's a reason why. Explained it. Just understand that. And yeah, this one's gonna be a shorter one because I just have to get that out of my chest. If you don't agree, you can keep on living the life you want. But if you kind of understand where I'm coming from, I think it's time to do a bit of self-reflection. Start realizing this is your life. You're gonna be in a grave one day. No one's gonna remember you. It's true. It's a fact. So do what makes you happy. Screw everyone else. Honestly. Don't be an asshole, obviously. Like I say, like, there's an extent to saying things like this. Do things with normal values and morals. I love you guys. Like I said, this is all with good intention, as all my videos are. And I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.